Hey y'all, if you're watching the replay, I appreciate you for being here. I'm going to wait for some people to come in. So if you are watching the replay, you may need to fast forward a little bit. Hey y'all, good morning. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody's doing well. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I figured I would use my mic today because you guys know that I just moved. So this is the room that's going to be my new office. It is my new office. But I wish I could take my phone off the stand so y'all could see how this is set up because I got the outside table inside because I do not have the desk yet. But anyway, it's cool. So I want to talk to you guys about overnight weight gain because this is something that has come up quite a bit amongst clients and just people in general. And I thought it would be good to go over this topic so that you guys can be less afraid of the overnight weight gain and less afraid of weight gain, weight loss fluctuations, weight fluctuations in general. So here's a test that I want you guys to do. Okay, you don't have to do it right now. You can if you got the time, but you could maybe plan to do it tomorrow. Okay, I want you to go and weigh yourself. However you do that, wear shoes, don't wear shoes, whatever. I don't care. As long as you stay exactly the same after you do this next step. So weigh yourself, and then from there, I want you to go grab yourself a bottle of water. I want you to drink that bottle of water and then get back on the scale. Okay? And report back with the weight. Now, if you've ever done this experiment, please tell me what is going to happen if you go and you weigh in after you've had the water. Somebody, anybody. You're going to gain weight. You're going to gain weight on the scale. So you may have stepped on the scale and let's say you weighed 215. You go and you drink water, you come back, you step on the scale and you're at like 218. Do you think you gained 3 pounds? No. It's just water because you drank water. So one thing you have to remember about your weight is that it's the contents of what is in your body as well as like what is actually in your body, the water, your organs, your muscle, the weight of everything, including things that you consume. Water isn't weightless, right? So if you go and you drink water, you're putting more volume of a liquid into your body and you're creating weight. So when you step on the scale, it's going to go up. So that's one thing that you need to know. If you got that, you understand that. And I know it seems kind of weird to like go and actually like do this exercise, but it's so important for your brain. It's so important for your brain. It's something that I used to do on my weight loss journey. So water test for weight. That's number one. Second thing is just because you gained weight does not mean that you are not losing weight. I know. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but seriously, just because you gain weight does not mean you aren't losing weight. You have to remember that you want to look at your overall downward trend, not just from yesterday to today did the scale go down. But if we look at the past 2 weeks and we look at your chart or your graph of your weight loss, is it going in a downward trend? Because if you look too closely at the day-to-day up and downs, you'll never think that you're losing weight. Okay, so that's the second thing. Look at your weight loss trend versus just looking at whether or not you lost weight from the day before or 2 days before. Okay. Next is that you have to consider whether or not you're someone who is interested in doing body recomp or body recomposition, which is where you take the contents of your body, like I was talking about. Two of those are fat and muscle, and you manipulate the way that the fat and the muscle are on your body to give you an aesthetic goal, right? So you try to lose a certain amount of fat, build a certain amount of muscle. Well, again, just like water, muscle is not weightless, right? So when you're putting on that muscle, it's giving you some weight. So you could be losing body fat on the scale, gaining muscle, and then feeling like you're not losing weight at all, when really you're just recomping. Okay? So this is why it's important to follow a weigh-in protocol, 1, and 2, to measure in more ways than just the scale. So when we're talking about following a weigh-in protocol, here's what I recommend exactly to my clients. They must weigh in first thing in the morning. before they eat or drink anything and after they've used the restroom. Okay. Whatever they weigh in, that's what they need to weigh in every day. So if they weigh in naked, they need to weigh in naked every day. Third thing is to try to weigh in around the same time of day. Because if you're weighing in at different times, right, this is going to impact where you may be in your digestive process, right, whether or not your food has fully digested and whether or not that'll reflect on the scale. If you fasted for too long and now you're getting like a false low reading on the scale. So if you can, try to be very particular about weighing in around the same time every morning. Along those same lines is, what time did you stop eating the night before? If you stopped eating later the night before and you still woke up at your normal time and you did your normal weigh-in, you could still have contents of that food in your stomach that's undigested, that's heavy, that's weighing on you, and now you're getting a false high reading and you're freaking out about that, right? So making sure that your readings are accurate by following these types of protocols, okay? So no eating or drinking before you weigh in, and then make sure that you use the restroom before you weigh in. This is the same protocol that I give for measurements as well, which leads me to my next point, which is to measure in other ways other than the scale, which one would be taking actual measurements. Now, people get so caught up here because they're like, where do I measure the bust? Where do I measure the waist? Where? It's not as much about that. You're not going to a tailor, like you're not about to get an outfit made. So it's not that serious, but it's more so just, can we see the measurements moving in the direction we want? And the reason why I say direction we want is because if you're doing body recomp, sometimes the measurements go up instead of down, right? Like think about if you're someone who's trying to put on glutes, you're trying to put on muscle in the booty. If you're doing that, then we would expect for that glute measurement to increase. That's the goal. We don't want to see that measurement go down. We want to probably see it go up, depending on your body composition and all that, right? Waist measurement, we probably want to see down. Bust measurement, depending on who you ask, they may want to see it go up and down, but you have to remember that your bust measurement is also impacted by your back. So if you're putting on some good muscle in your lats and trying to get like that good V shape, then you have to realize that that can also impact and make your chest measurement bigger. So it's no reason to freak out and say, oh my gosh, my chest measurement is getting bigger, especially if you see chest measurement maybe is getting bigger, waist measurement is getting smaller, and glute measurement or hip measurement is getting bigger, then you know that you're probably going in the right direction for recomp, depending on what your starting body type is, okay? Next tip is to record yourself while you take your measurements. This is so important. I cannot tell you how many clients I've had come in and maybe they'll take their initial measurement and then their second measurement will be so drastically far off. I know that they measured incorrectly the second time. So that's why now when I have clients come in, as soon as they start, I'm like, when you take your measurements, record yourself. Set your phone up just like this. Stand up. Record yourself doing your bust measurements, which mainly should be across your bust, your nipple line. And then your waist measurement, you have two options. You can either do it right at your belly button or you can bend side to side, find your natural waist, and then measure it there. Okay, hip measurement is generally around the widest part of your hips or butt, like where it pokes out the furthest. So again, record yourself doing this and turn around, y'all. Don't forget this part. This is the key. Turn around so you can see it, because sometimes there's, especially you're measuring yourself, there's slack in the road. There's, like a ton of different things that could be happening. So make sure that you turn around, make sure that the tape measure is leveled. And then the next time you take your measurements, do the same thing just so that you make sure that you're measuring in the correct place and you can turn around and see yourself, okay? And then the last thing is to take pictures. Take pictures. Pictures are going to show you so much more than what just the scale will show you. Now, bonus tip. This is not when you want to leave, in all seriousness. Ladies, menstruating ladies, schedule your pictures around your period. Stop taking your pictures too far into your luteal phase. Okay, your luteal phase is like when you're getting all the cravings, the PMS, your period's probably about to start. Not a great time to take pictures. You may be bloated, you may be retaining some water. That's another way that you could have some weight gain on the scale that has nothing to do with fat. It could just be water retention, right? So that's another thing that you want to keep in mind. Okay, so we already talked about pictures. And then last thing is to get yourself a progress outfit that you can wear. I don't recommend anything that's too stretchy, anything that has like a lot of give. You want something with a zipper, something with some solid buttons on it, okay? And I wouldn't go too far either. Don't go 3, 4 sizes down, one size down, okay? Or if you're doing like a women's to juniors or something like that, a half size down. And you want to use that as your progress. So same thing, you could take a video, you can take a picture of just yourself, it's just for you, and turn around, show. I have a client, I'll have to find her pictures from a long time ago, but she had this dress that she wanted to wear and it wouldn't zip up in the back. And so what we did with her is she would take the pictures and zip it as far as she could. And then every time we had her pictures scheduled, it would go up and up and up. And I will never forget when that dress got too big. So yes, make sure that you're doing all the things. So those are just a few reasons why you may be seeing some weight gain on the scale. Now that I'm looking at my notes, I realize that I left one out, which is a really big one, and that is weight training. So just know if you just had a weight training session yesterday, especially if it was a big muscle group like legs, you may have weight up on the scale because now your muscles are retaining water from the workout. So those are all reasons why your weight can be up that have absolutely nothing to do with you gaining fat. All right. I hope that this has helped you guys out. If you have any other questions, let me know. And I hope y'all have a good day. Bye.